And welcome to the ship here on Fox Sports Radio, KLKC 1540 AM. I am your host, the one and only Darren Smith, thanking you for joining me today. And on today's show, I have a very special guest all the way from, well, he's in an undisclosed location, so I'm not going to reveal his identity. But with me on the show today via Skype for the hour is the one and only world champion, at least for a few more weeks, Lorenzo Cain, a member of the Kansas City Royals. Lorenzo, what's going on with you today, my brother?
Oh, just hanging out, man, enjoying life. What's going on?
Oh, nothing much, man. First of all, I want to thank you for taking the time and joining me on the show today. Now, for you all who are maybe lost in the cave who don't know who Lorenzo Cain is, he is the center fielder, the 2014 ALCS MVP, and one of the main reasons why we won that World Series last year. This is the one and only Lorenzo Cain who this season played in 103 games, had 9 home runs, batted .287, had 14 stolen bases. And so, Lorenzo, in your own words, give me your thoughts on this past season and how would you assess the season at hand?
For me, it was definitely a rough one, from top to bottom. We struggled throughout the season, with winning ball games, with injuries and whatnot. So, it was a tough season for everyone. We kind of just grinded through the season, did the best we could. But at the end of the day, we didn't get to where we wanted to be, and that's the playoffs.
Now, the team finished at 500, 13 games behind the Cleveland Indians, and 8 games out of the wild card race. When did it start to sink in that you all might not make it to the postseason?
We continued to fight throughout the season, even though we had a lot of ups and downs. We had a few tough months. But at the end of the day, I didn't think it started to sink in until maybe early September, if anything, early mid-September, because, we all know what our team is capable of doing, and that's coming back and doing the unbelievable, and that's just making runs that people are not used to seeing. So, like I say, we felt like we were still in it regardless of the situation, and we continue to fight until the end.
Now, I remember last season, man, I will never forget this. It was early September. Your August wasn't all that well, but I remember talking to you in the locker room, and you made the comment that we can turn it on whenever we want. And I swear, that whole month, it made me mad because I'm like, okay, he said they can turn it on. I'm like, I wish hurry up and turn it on, so so we don't risk not making the postseason. And you all
Right.
did, and you made the run to win the World Series. Was there ever any thought, or I guess with this season? Let me see. The way I want to phrase it is this: is that what do you think was the thing that hampered you all the most? Was it injuries? Was it the pitching? Was it the lack of on-base percentage amongst people? I mean, where do you think the greatest fault, so to speak, lied at in the team not making the postseason?
For me, I just can't. Honestly, I just can't point to one thing.
Okay.
I would say it was a mixture of everything. I feel like when we pitched well, we didn't hit well. We didn't score any runs. Or when we hit well, we didn't, pitch well. Vice versa. We all know about the injuries, but like I said, we got a team that doesn't want to make injuries as an excuse. So I'm just gonna throw that out the window, and just stick to. We just didn't click, and we just didn't vibe at the same time. Which is very unfortunate because like I said, we had a lot of ball games that we let slip away. And we didn't play our best baseball. Starting with me as well. I didn't have the best season as I would have liked, and I didn't stay on the field as much as I would have liked. But at the end of the day, we gave it our all. We didn't quit, we didn't give in. But like I said, we're home now. We're resting, having a great time. And like I said, we're just gonna forget about last season, rest our bodies, get our mind right, and definitely we'll be ready to go next year.
Now I know I was on a Sunday sound off back at the end of August, and this was the week that you all were playing New York Yankees and the Detroit Tigers at home. And I know one of the questions that was asked of us is, do we think that the Royals can make this late season playoff push? Of course, the two other gentlemen that were on the show with me said that they could, and I didn't want to be a Debbie Downer. Not that I didn't believe in you all, but I knew, but I knew that for me it was a lot of things that just came about, and it came to a head. Was that for me, for you all to even have a good chance, because you all about 4 games back at that time in the wild card race, and it was like, for me, you had to sweep or at least win the series against the Yankees and the Tigers, and the fact that you all had basically led by, before the bottom of the ninth inning, you all led in all of those games, and of course came short in losing those series. That had an adverse effect because as I would explain to people is that if you win a game starting with the Yankees, you win a game against them, and they're ahead of you all. Each game you win, that's a game that closes the gap between you and the wild card race. And then, of course, with Detroit as well, you win those 6 games, you all are now in the wild card, the 2 wild card slots versus them. And then I also felt that you all had to sweep, not go 4-2, 5-1, but sweep the Cleveland Indians. And of course, when that didn't happen, that pretty much kind of like put the nail in the coffin. I mean, was there a point between that time period where, like, I know you said early September, was it after that homestand between the Yankees and the Tigers that that you all kind of thought that the road is a lot more tougher than it is, or what?
I would say I wouldn't say I would say after that when we went to Cleveland. I would say after that first road series, we kind of looked at each other and it was like, it's looking shady right now. It's looking tough, very slim, and like the road just got harder and harder, and like I say, it just got to a point where it was just too much to overcome. We just dug ourselves a hole, towards the end there, and like I say, it was just tough to dig out. I'll tell you that.
Now, Lorenzo Cain is joining us today on the ship. Now, Lorenzo, what letter grade would you give yourself and the team overall this season? We ended up with 500. I would say C minus. Me personally, okay.
C minus maybe. Like I say, I know we got a lot better team than what we displayed last year. I don't know. I just hate going back to injuries. I just wish I could have just been on the field a lot more. Played a lot more. I tried my best to get back on the field. I tried to play through a hand injury there, but it eventually just continued to get worse and worse. And like I say, that definitely made it tough. Gordo being out, Moose being hurt. A lot of key guys going down, which really hurt us. We had a lot of young guys to come up and step up and play really well. But at the same time, I feel like for us to get back to where we wanted to be, we would need our top guys out there.
Right. Now, how are you feeling? Because obviously, like you said, you had the hamstring that was nagging you. How are you feeling at this moment?
Yeah, hammy feel great. Like I said, the hand is still going, still healing, at this moment. Like I said, I tore some ligaments in my hand, so I did the best I could to continue. I played with it I played with it for about 2 or 3 weeks before it got to a point where I just couldn't hold on to the bat anymore. So, like I say, it's healing. It's going to take maybe 2 or 3 months to heal. So I don't pick up a bat until January anyway. So that'll be perfect timing. It'll take these few months, work out, get ready to go, get my body in shape. And like I say, it'll just fall right into my regular hitting plans.
Now, also, one of the things that I mentioned to people is that the last 2 years, you've all played an extra month of baseball more so than anyone else. Do you think just with the accumulation of those 2 extra months of playing in the postseason, would lead to injury, not only just for you, but some of the other players like that?
Yeah, for sure. Like I say, when you go on a 2-year run like that, where let's say we didn't get home until November, the last 2 years, like I say, it takes off your recovery time you normally get, in the off season, 2 years, back to back. And then, it takes off extra month of your, lifting and working out and getting your body in shape to, play a full season of baseball. So to do it 2 years in a row, it's definitely tough on our bodies, but I definitely wouldn't take those 2 years back for anything. So like I say, it was a great 2 years. I hope people don't look at it as a terrible season, but at the same time, just understand that we're allowing our bodies to get back in shape. Allowing our bodies to get well rested. And like I say, I just believe in this team, and I just think we're gonna go back next year. God willing, we keep this whole team together.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in the next block. Yeah. Now, I will say selfishly, I mentioned this on Facebook last week, that last year I missed the entire World Series because I was in London covering the Chiefs when they played overseas, and you all had captured it in New York, and I got back in time for the parade. I was very mad to find out that I got credentialed for the entire playoff series, and you all weren't able to be in it. So I was really looking forward to coming out and hearing you all on silently in the press box. But but like you said, this, if there was a chance for you all not to make it, this is the best time to do it right now, so everybody can get all the nagging injuries and come back 100% come next season. So let's do this, Lorenzo. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll look at the playoffs this season, and then of course we'll look at some other things going on around the sports world as well as coming back in 2017. Okay.
All right.
All right. We'll be right back here on Fox Sports Radio, KLKC 1540 AM.
Hold on, yeah.
Army Reserve soldiers use their skills to make the Army even more capable and gain the tools to make themselves even more successful. Learn how at GoArmyReserve.com.
Change rooms.
All right, we are back here on the ship with the one and only Lorenzo Cain. This is Darren Smith on the ship, and of course you can listen to us and follow us on Facebook at the ship 1540 AM. Now, Lorenzo, we went to break, but I do want to get your thoughts on a couple of things regarding baseball, and that is, what's your thoughts on Big Papi retiring from the Boston Red Sox, David Ortiz? What's your thoughts on him?
Oh, wow, man. Like I said, it's still tough to leave, You used to seeing Big Papi every day, hitting homers, doing what he does best. It's been a unbelievable DH. I'm very happy I was able to get a signed jersey by him, this year. So that was pretty neat. So like I say, just to see him last, when was that? Maybe 2 nights ago.
Yep.
Crying out there, man. To just show you how much he's put into this game and all the respect he's gotten from fans, players. Just this entire world. So, like I said, it's definitely going to be tough to see. But, like I said, he's played the game at a high level for a very long time.
Now, I will say the Chicago Cubs look like a 2014 version of your squad. Now, which team do you see coming out of each league, each conference, to meet in the World Series?
Wow. Whew. So let me see. The Giants and the Cubs is it 2? What is it? 2-2 right now?
Yeah.
2-2 right now. I'm gonna go with the Giants.
Well, hold on. If I'm correct, I think no. I think if I'm correct, the Cubs. I think they knocked off the Giants.
Did they knock them off?
Yeah. Yeah, the Cubs knocked.
Last I looked, they were winning. I didn't check the final score though.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well,
yeah, they won. They won 6-5.
Okay. All right.
So now you got exactly. Yeah. So the Cubs made it now, and then of course you have Toronto against Cleveland, but of course in Game 5 you had the L.A. Dodgers against the Washington Nationals, with the series tied at 2.
I'm gonna go with the Nationals.
Oh, okay.
And the Blue Jays.
Blue Jays, really?
Yes, that's who I'm going with.
Okay.
Blue Jays and the Nationals.
Wow. So the Cubs curse is going to last just a little bit longer, huh?
A little bit longer, I feel they have a really good team over there, but I think it's going to last a little bit longer.
Oh gosh, hold on. It was funny, is I had a question about if we get a Cubs Indian matchup, whose curse is going to end. But since you already got both teams not even making it, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, I just eliminated those two altogether.
Oh man. Okay, well now let's look ahead to next season now. Let's see now. Last year you signed a 2-year contract deal to avoid arbitration. So essentially you'll be going into next season, basically a job interview, playing for a new contract. What do you feel that you're worth to the team, as a baseline?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Let's put it like this. I'm dating more. If I, if you're playing when you're playing next season, obviously that's your job interview to me. How would you sell what you plan on doing next year to me when it comes time to re-sign you?
For me, I just feel like I'm an overall player. I'm an all-around player. I would say that. I feel like I can steal bags. I go out there and play solid defense. I'll hit some homers as well. I feel like I can hit 15 plus homers. solid defense. I feel like I can hit for average as well. So, me personally, I feel like, the way the game is today, there are not a lot of players that can kind of just do it all. And I feel like I'm one of those players that can be an all-around player. So, that's how I feel about my game, and I'm definitely looking to take it to the next level each year.
Now, you've been playing in Kansas City for about 6 seasons, 7 seasons overall. I know you started in Milwaukee, so you got about 7 years underneath your belt. With your health and the way you feel, how long do you think you can play this game? This doesn't even have anything to do with your contract, but physically, do you think you can go another 10 years?
10 years? Oof. 10 years, wow.
If you take care of yourself,
Yeah,
look,
take care.
Alex Rodriguez played for a long time. Of course, he wasn't finna give up a $300 million contract either. So,
I understand that. Yeah, I feel like body. If I just, like I say, I'm pretty good at taking care of my body. Taking care of myself. Like I say, I probably wouldn't play center field for 10 years, but especially at Kaufman. But it feels so big, man. It feels so big. But like I say, I feel like I got at least another 5 years in center field, and then the other 5 slide me over to right field and let me do my little Torrey Hunter thing.
Well, it's funny you said it, because that was a question that a fan had asked, and I'll go ahead and get that in now. Do you think if the Royals asked you to play another position outside of center field, would you be able to do that comfortably if that's what it took to help the team?
Yeah. I feel like even last year when I came back from ham injury, I feel like I said, I played mostly right. Anyways, I didn't make a fuss about it, because center field is definitely where my heart is, and that's where I want to be, But if they ask me to do that, yeah, I'm definitely willing to do it, even though deep down I really want to be in center field. But I feel like to start the year, definitely to start the year, I don't see why I wouldn't be in center field, and then we'll just kind of go from there.
Let me ask you now, for those who don't understand the different positions, how would you explain the difference between playing left field, center field, right field? Because for those who don't, they may just think, okay, you're just covering the part of the outfield and you're just running, catching the ball or whatever. So is there a strategy to playing center field versus the other two positions?
Yeah, for mostly, right field, just playing right field a lot, you get mostly the sinking line drives or the top spin line drives from lefty hitters, or the ball that's kind of going away from you towards the line, when you're in right field. And I feel like when you're on the corners, the ball definitely jumps on you, gets on you really quick. You have a shorter time as far as like getting reads and whatnot. And to me, I think left field, right field, and then being like from hardest to least, I would say left is definitely the toughest position to play, and then right field, and then center for me personally.
Okay, all right, that makes a lot of sense. Now, again, we talked about you being there. Now, is it your hope and plan to stay in Kansas City, or will this be just a strictly business decision without a hometown discount?
Oh man, I hear a lot.
We
about
keep it 100 on
discounts,
this show, man.
Yeah, hometown discounts. I'm be honest, they're tough. Like I said, I feel like if I go out there and put up a good season, and we just kind of go from there. But like I said, my plan is definitely to stay in Kansas City. Whether they want me or not is the story. But that's yet to be determined. But we'll see on that end. Like I say, the off season has just begun, so something could happen this off season, or I can just go in the next season, with my mind focused on just playing ball, getting to the playoffs and hopefully winning it with KC.
Yeah, now basically when you come into a situation like this and like you did last year, do you just do you normally have discussions with Dayton, or do you just leave all that to your agent and just worry about what happens on the field?
Yeah, me personally, I stick to all the field stuff. Okay. I feel like if I go out there and I just got to focus on me just playing baseball, and that's why I got my agent to let him handle all the business stuff. Him and Dayton or whoever, they may talk, but as far as me, I'm only focused on winning ball games, and like I say, just winning not only for myself, for my teammates, but for the fans as well.
All right, now I got a couple of questions that got to throw out here to you. So now we are in election season now. Now, I know on this particular issue, you can speak for the Royals, but can you define the royal version of locker room talk? And is it safe to say that you all's conversations aren't pretty much the same as Donald Trump's when it comes to locker room talk?
I definitely, yeah, they're definitely not. You know, he's very open to the world about everything. So
You're a little bit too much, I would imagine. Because I've been in the locker room with you all, and I'm pretty sure, the conversation that goes on doesn't include, sexual harassment or things of that nature. So, but what kind of conversations go on in the locker room that you can talk about?
I mean, we're pretty open. I feel like this is really a tight group. We keep, everything in the clubhouse. Feel like we can go and talk to each other about anything. So, like I said, I mean, as far as the clubhouse, and we knowing that everything is gonna stay in the clubhouse, I think anything goes. So, whatever's up for discussion, we'll be talking about.
That's right. And also, now, what are your thoughts on Colin Kaepernick, his protest, and obviously it's been growing across the NFL as well as the NBA and stuff. Was there ever any discussion between players when that took place about protesting or creating some sort of form of protest?
No, I personally I think we all were kind of caught off guard by it. Like I say, football starts when baseball season is close to ending. So, we talked about it a little bit. We kind of didn't understand why he was doing it at first. Because we stand because all the people that continue to fight or have gave their lives for us to go out here and be free and play the game of baseball. So that's why we stand. For all the people that gave their lives and and I guess kind of with everything coming out and kind of understanding what he's doing it for now, and that's pretty much, for what's going on, all the shootings or whatnot, all the stuff that's happening, I think that's why he's kneeling, just to kind of, understand
bring
that
awareness.
His awareness. He's taking a stance against that and not, people who gave their lives for our country.
So, do the Royals as an organization do they frown upon or do they encourage you all to be socially active or if you wanted to take a stand, maybe not along the same lines as Colin, but obviously when you play here in Kansas City, we've had a lot of murders and stuff like that. If you wanted to come out and and say something about it, would they keep you from doing it or would they allow you to do that? In your opinion?
In my opinion, I think they would. Okay. if it's helping, if it's the right thing to do, if it's to help anyone from stop committing murders or stop just doing this craziness that's going on in the world, all these killings and people just shooting each other, and it's for what, really. And like I say, it's a lot of madness going on right now, and I think they would definitely support us if we were to speak out, about violence.
All right, now Lorenzo, then we are going to take another quick pause, and when we come back, we will ask Lorenzo your questions that you have submitted here on Facebook. Keep it locked in here on The Ship, exclusively on Fox Sports Radio, KOKC 1540 AM.
All right.
Army Reserve. Army Reserve soldiers use their skills to make the Army even more capable and gain the tools to make themselves even more successful. Learn how at GoArmyReserve.com.
All right, we are back here on The Ship here on Fox Sports Radio, KOKC 1540 AM. Our guest this week is the one and only world champion, 2014 ALCS MVP, Lo Cain, as you all like to call him in the stands, but this is the one and only Lorenzo Cain joining me. Lorenzo, again, I thank you for taking time out because I know you at home taking care of your little man, watching Elmo and stuff, and you decided to take a phone call from a lonely guy such as I. So I appreciate that.
No problem.
Now, I had people on Facebook who wanted to, ask some questions or whatever. So I'll be happy to, put some to you. Anthony Ursery writes in, do you plan on signing a new deal with Kansas City or test the free agent market? That was his question. I know we kind of touched on it, but
yeah. Like I said, the plan is, I love it here in Kansas City. The plan is always to sign back. That's always the thing. But like I say, it's definitely a business part that no one likes, and I just kind of leave that up to my agent. It sucks to just say it that way, but at the end of the day, all I can do is just do the best for me and my family. And like I say, my main focus next year is, regardless of what happens, is to go out there and win ball games.
All right, now Rafiq McKinney asks, if you could be GM Dayton Moore for one day, what would your agenda be for the off season?
Oh man!
Now re-signing yourself for a $200 million. We can't. I thought about that. I said that's what I would do. But,
Yeah, let's start by giving me $300 million.
Yes.
No, but like I said, Dayton's he's definitely believed in his team. I would definitely look to go get some more arms. Definitely keep this offense together. I feel like this is a very good group, and like I say, we all want to stay together as long as possible. And like I say, keeping this group together and adding pieces would be my main focus.
Now, since the hamstring injury hampered you in the offseason, like you said, you do plan on going back to center field next season, correct?
Yes.
All right. Now, what does your off-season regimen consist of, and how do you battle against overuse and tendonitis?
Oh wow. Like I say, it's a lot of my trainer. He definitely he switches my workouts out. I do a lot of cold tubbing. A lot of massaging. Like I say, I started doing like extra pool work. I get in there, swim, and do all kind of exercises in the pool as well. So like I say, my regimen has definitely changed. The more I've gotten older, and like I say, it's definitely helped. So like I say, you just got to stay on top of diet and make sure you getting your soft tissue work. It's always huge.
Okay. Now, which would you prefer to be, a perennial 300 hitter, or if you could, a 20-plus home run hitter?
Wow. For me, I've always. I mean, home runs are very nice, but I've always average. I don't know. It's something about me. It's something about just looking up there and seeing you're hitting 300, instead of 20 bombs hitting 180, something like that. So for me, I've always liked to look up there and see my average at over 300.
Now, obviously, 2015, you won the World Series. Let's take winning the championship out of the equation. But which season, statistically or just overall, do you think was better for you, 2014 or 2015?
I would say 2015 because I feel like I reached my full potential in all aspects of my game. 2014, I hit 300, but at the same time, I think I hit like maybe 3 or 4 home runs. I still stole the the usual bases I normally steal, and I played solid defense. But 2015, was when I was able to add hit over 30 doubles, hit a lot of triples and hit I think 15 bombs or whatever it was. So I would say 2015 because it brought out the complete me, that's what I'm striving to be the complete player.
Yeah, now, the one thing that I loved about that 2015 team that, being able to follow you all throughout the season, what I like most is that, whether it was you, Morales, Gordon, Haas, Salvi, Moose, and it's funny, when you just start naming those players off, it's like you realize that, if you all are healthy, there's nothing that you all can't do. And the one thing that I loved throughout last season, it didn't matter how far down, you all could be 8 runs down. All you needed was one person to start that engine to get on base, and the next thing you know, and the thing is, everybody wasn't trying to, like you said, hit for 20 home runs or whatever. It was all about, hitting for average because, if you can get a single, Haas gets, hits a double, then you're on third or coming home, depending on, how it plays out. And then that just goes around with Salvi and everybody else, Morales and everybody else. So that's what I enjoyed about about you all. What was give us an overall just inside the locker room or inside the dugout view of that 2-year championship run that you all went on.
Oh man, I mean the first year, it was definitely, I'm sure it was definitely unexpected for us to go as far as we did in 2014. I know a lot of people didn't have us going to the World Series. I can definitely bet that.
Right.
But I say the thing is we believed in each other, and that's what you don't see in the clubhouse. That's what people outside don't see. And like I said, we got that inner belief in each other. We believe in the next guy, and like I said, we went on a run that was just, went on a run, that season. We played unbelievable baseball, 2014, the entire season. We get in the playoffs, and we sweep everybody until we get to the World Series. Like, that was just unheard of, and the way we played was just, it was incredible. You seen a team just come together, and you just saw magic, and like I said, we definitely fell short. We took it all the way to Game 7, with the runner on third, and we fell short.
Yeah. But when you talk about that, like you said, nobody expected you all to get there. But even in 2015, you all were favored, but were still like an underdog to where, throughout the summer, you all were just an afterthought. It was always the Yankees, Red Sox, and everybody else, the Giants. But when it came to you all, it was just like, okay, it's the Royals. But it was like you all didn't get your due until you actually won the World Series.
Yeah, like I say, 2014, get to the World Series, and you come in next year, no one believes in you still. Then we come back 2015, put together another unbelievable season, win the World Series, and then we come to 2016 and still no one believes in you. So it's unreal how it works. No matter what you do, you can get the World Series, lose, come back and you win, and you still don't get the credit you deserve. But like I say, it's okay with the way outside people may look at our team, and that keeps driving us. They keep pushing us, them not focusing on us, not giving us any credit for anything. And we definitely didn't have the season we wanted to this year, but I guarantee you, we got a group of guys that's going to be really hungry next year, well rested and ready to go.
And that's a good thing too, because nobody expected anything the last 3 years. Come next year, they won't expect nothing from you again. So that means you can go underneath the radar and make another run for the chip.
Yep. That's what I'm most excited about, just making another run.
Now, before we let you get out of here, we just, now remember now, we said we was going to talk some NFL football. So with that being said, my man, let's, I got to get your picks on this weekend's NFL action. What you say about that? All
right, I'm ready to go. Football is something that I'm very passionate about. So let's do it.
All right, well, let's see. Sunday got the Philadelphia Eagles against Washington. And that game was going to be played on Washington's field. So who you got winning that game?
I got the Eagles winning that game.
Eagles. Okay. Well, you know what?
Eagles.
I got the Eagles winning that game too. I just don't like Washington. And until they change that nickname, I can't, I can't roll with them like that.
Can't roll with them, huh?
Can't roll with them. Now, how about this? Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Miami Dolphins. Who you got in that game?
I got a blowout. Pittsburgh. You definitely can't go against Big Ben and Antonio Brown. Those guys are just unbelievable. I'll tell you that.
Now, did you have that same feeling when they played the Chiefs a couple of weeks ago, or what?
I didn't have that. I didn't have the blowout feeling. I had the win feeling, but not the blowout feeling.
You know what? I hate to admit, I actually had both. I had them winning and I had them blowing out. The reason why I had that, no, seriously, the reason why I had that was because, I look at it the same way Houston did with us. They had this game marked on the calendar because you got to remember Todd Haley was the head coach for the Chiefs, and when they came into town last year, they didn't have Big Ben. Mike Vick was starting. And, Pittsburgh needed to win that game, and they won. Coach Haley wanted to beat his old squad. They didn't. Plus, we knocked them out the playoff run, winning our game straight to knock them out the playoffs. So they had this game marked on the calendar. With it being at home on national TV, they had just lost to Philadelphia 34-3 the week before. The stars were just aligned. Now, I didn't expect a 40-plus point game, but I did expect them to win like they did, and I just. Oh man, it was ugly. So yeah, I feel bad. Now this is a game, the Jacksonville Jaguars against the Chicago Bears.
I got Jacksonville. I got a feeling that defense is starting to come together. It's starting to play a lot better, and I just got Blake Bortles coming out, having a heck of a day.
Yeah, I got that. Well, we're in agreement thus far so far. Let's see. Cleveland Browns against the Tennessee Titans.
Got to go Titans, yeah.
Okay. So hold on. So you mean tell me no love for them?
No love for Cleveland. I'm gonna go with Titans. Yeah, Tennessee Titans. I don't know. I don't know if Cleveland gonna have they won a game yet this year.
They've won. I think. Well, that's a good question. I think. Well, you know what? No, I think they've won one game. Ooh, Lord, you know what? Man, you put me on the spot. I feel real bad about that one. So I can't even front to make it seem like I even know. Hold on, I'm gonna come back and answer that question for you. But in the meantime, let me get your thoughts on the Cincinnati Bengals against the New England Patriots.
Patriots. Tom Brady's back. Gronk's back, and they got Martellus Bennett. I mean, weapons for days.
That's just. Woo, that's going. Yeah, I got them. I got them putting a hurt on the Bengals too. And the Bengals, they need to win that game as well. And no, Cleveland hasn't won a game yet. They're 0-5. I thought they were. I thought they were winless, but I didn't want to assume without knowing. Now we got the 49ers against the Buffalo Bills with Colin Kaepernick finally returning to the starting lineup.
I got the Bills. I got Tyrod Taylor, LaShawn McCoy having a good day. I don't think Collins is back yet. I don't think he's ready yet. I think he's still a little rusty. Yeah,
I would feel better if the game was actually at home, but now the Bills, after that win against New England a few weeks ago, they've started to play, more attack, more like they should. So I got them winning that game as well. Now let's look at, we got the Baltimore Ravens against the New York Giants.
I'm gonna go Baltimore Ravens.
Hey, man, I mean we are lining up. You know what? I think I got to go with them too. I wasn't going to disagree with you just for the sake of it, but I can't do that. I can't. I can't. Now let's look at the L.A. Rams against the Detroit Lions. Now, who you got in that game? See, the Rams been playing real good defensively.
Yeah, they have. Yes, they have.
Got a good running back in Todd Gurley. Quarterback's not making any mistakes.
I'm still gonna go.
What?
I'm gonna go Lions.
Really?
Matthew Stafford.
See, that's
Riddick having a day.
That's the reason why I didn't disagree with you, because I figured I got to go with the Rams. That defense is something else. Now let's go with Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints. It has looked as though Cam Newton may be able to make it back for this game. So who you got winning?
Oh man, the Panthers have definitely looked rough this year, but it's hard for me to go against Cam. I'm going to continue to stick with him, so I got the Panthers in that one.
I would stick with him, man, but their record is just what it is right now, 1-4, and the Saints, they got to see. The Saints can put up some points right now, so I got to go with the Saints. Their defense ain't all that good, but they can still put up points. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Your Kansas City Chiefs against the Oakland Raiders.
Whew.
Yeah, man. Yeah, come on now, Mr. Football Genius.
Oh, man.
Now, see,
you know what?
I told people before the season that Oakland was going to be much better.
Yes, they are a lot better. I actually have Derek Carr on my fantasy team, so I've definitely been watching them a lot.
Wow.
But you know what? This is the week the Chiefs defense step up, get some big stops. Chiefs win the ball game.
You know what? If they were playing the Jets again, I would be in total agreement with you. I'd be in total agreement with you. But since they aren't, I have got to go with the Raiders. See, you got to remember the Raiders are at home. This is a division rivalry. Now granted, as good as the Raiders defense is, they still give up a lot of yards. And they can give up points, but the Chiefs offensively have yet to prove that they can, really get the ball down the field. And so, like you said, you got Amari Cooper on the outside. Like you said, Derek Carr's been playing MVP like ball right now. So, because you're gonna go against your own fantasy quarterback, I'm gonna pick him this week. So I'm going Derek Carr. I'm right with you. Dog. Lorenzo Cain need the bus to me on this one. So okay. But now let's check this one out. Now this is gonna be a good game as well. Dallas Cowboys against the Green Bay Packers.
Well, see, I don't know if a lot of people might not know this. I'm a huge Dallas Cowboys fan.
I am too, but that was in the era of the triplets with Michael Irvin, Deion Sanders, and Emmitt Smith and Troy Aikman and Darren Woodson and Darren Smith. Hey man, that was that was my team back then.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm still on the bandwagon. I would never go against my Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys taking down Aaron Rodgers and the Packers all day.
I am going to also go with the Cowboys because I really believe in the Dak Prescott, man. I think he and Ezekiel Elliott, and if the wide receiver Dez Bryant ever gets healthy, I think they can form a very complimentary new triplet in Dallas. So I got them winning. Speaking of which, do you think if Romo comes back, he should return to the starting lineup, or do you think this is Dak's team?
Me personally, I think Dak should continue to keep the job.
Gotcha.
But I don't think Jerry's going to let that happen.
I put it like this: if he leads his team to victory over the Packers, I think it's his job to lose. Now we got the Atlanta Falcons against the Seattle Seahawks. This is going to be a top-ranked offense against a top-ranked defense. Who you got in this game, man?
Well, I'm going with defense all day. You know, I think with Russell Wilson and Jimmy Graham looking like his old self, I'm going with the Seahawks.
Well,
is it in Seattle?
It is in Seattle, and of course, you know the matchup I'm going to be looking for is Julio Jones against Richard Sherman. So now that's going to dictate who's going to win the game. So I'm going to go with Seattle as well because I'm going to presume that Richard Sherman is going to shut him down or at least keep him under 300 yards.
I mean, he should keep him under 300 yards, right?
Hey, in this day and age, you can't even assume. Now we got the Indianapolis Colts against the Houston Texans, and this game is going to be played in Houston.
I'm gonna go with Andrew Luck and the Colts.
Yeah, they're starting to come around. Still not a big believer in the Texans quarterback, even though they did beat us. But without and Jadeveon Clowney hasn't really stepped up to play like I thought he would. But finally, we got the Monday night matchup, the New York Jets against the Arizona Cardinals. And this game is going to be in Arizona.
I got to go with the Cardinals there. You know, Fitzpatrick hasn't looked the best. I got to go. And I got Brandon Marshall on my fantasy team, too, so I've been watching them as well. So I'm going to go with the Cardinals.
You know what? This does not fare well for your fantasy squad. All the players that you recruit, you bet against them.
Well, I hope they prove me wrong.
Well, I got to go with Arizona as well. Well, look, man, we are almost out of time. Before I let you get out of here, man, tell everybody, what is it about Kansas City that you love so much and why you would love to come back and play for us after next season?
I would say the fans, just the love and the support they show for the team, and the city. I love just being out and enjoying them. And like I say, when that stadium's rocking the way it is, when we're on that field, man, you can't ask for a better place or be in a better place. So like I say, it's definitely a place I love being in, playing for, and hopefully I'll be back for a long time.
All right. Well, Lorenzo, I want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule, man. I'll let you get back to little man, and we'll talk again real soon, my man. Take care. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today.
No problem. Thanks for having me. You take it easy now.
I sure will. All right. That was Lorenzo Cain, ladies and gentlemen, and want to thank him for joining us today. And keep it locked in. You can listen to the show and see us on Facebook each and every day here on Fox Sports Radio, KLKC 1540 AM. Until next time, lots of love now. Bye-bye. God bless.